Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are going to be doing Midweek Magic and it's Omniscience Draft. Now, this one's a bit interesting. It's Omniscience Draft, so for those who don't know what Omniscience is, um, instead of instead of paying the normal mana cost like a pleb, you can cast spells from your hand without paying their mana costs. And you do get an ability to add to add mana in case we have those activated abilities that need them and stuff. That said, this one's okay. This one's a bit interesting in that it it's rare that we get the normal draft, but also notice phantom, so you're not keeping any of the cards. The other thing to note is that you probably want to have quite a bit of interaction. I also kind of double check some of the details here. If I'm not mistaken, when you do Omniscience Draft, you only get the hand of 3 cards. It does not specify. So we might be in for a world of hurt. So this is going to be very interesting. We're going to do this anyway. It's a free event and all that, but we need to have a plan for what when we are not the first turn player. How do we not get run over? Also, we have no idea what packs we're opening. So yeah, because this is definitely an ensemble of almost everything here. Like Biting Palm Ninja, there's ninjutsu here. You probably want some of the big stuff. Wrecking Beast is definitely good. It's either you want something big or something you can respond with. So we definitely don't have anything on the something you can respond with category. I guess Repel the Vile would count as something you can respond with. This is a good response actually. You want to be able to remove stuff at instant speed. The caveat being that this only removes some bigger stuff, but since almost everyone's gonna be playing bigger stuff anyway, that's probably what we want to take. Color pie doesn't really matter here, so it's just taking all the best stuff. Totally Nos probably not as much because you're gonna encounter the problem again. Though this one does answer everything. Moonsnare prototype. No, I might just take the Repel the Vile. We are giving up on the big creature, but those should be easier to come by, I think. We'll see if how that pans out. Also, this should be a phantom draft, so there is no reason that it should be taking that long to pass cards back. I guess Lava Axe is fine if you're not actually paying for it. Considering that, yeah, there are not that many creatures left anymore. Card draw is also going to be a very big deal as well. We'll take the Lava Axe here. We'll see what we land with. I also have no idea how they're going to prioritize cards here. Vampire's Vengeance. It's a way to clear the board sideways. Reinforced Ronin. Yeah, we can use this to draw a card if we have to. Rafter Demon. If its spectacle cost was paid, each opponent discards a card. Now, you can still go spectacle cost and pay 1 less. So this is a thing. And no, not pay 1 less, and just pay less. Alternately, we can do Belligerent Guess. So I'm actually having no clear idea what to do. Cruel Witness is a good one. You can surveil into stuff. I guess there is an incentive to have a board wipe. We did see a lot of smaller creatures. So this is a cheap board wipe, but it's still a board wipe nonetheless. I might like it. Otherwise, I probably would have taken Cruel Witness. That one is also a good pick. So let's see. Vat of Rebirth's a good one. Emergence, not so much. Lava Serpent's definitely good. Haste is a big deal. Alternately, Flourishing Wolf Hunter is also a big deal. Gaining 6 life is also a good one. So I want either one of these. I will start with the Flourishing Hunter first. And yeah, we're definitely not drafting lands at this point. Yeah, Sanctuary Smasher is also a good one. Malicious Malfunction, also a good way to clear the board a bit. I will prioritize Vampire's Vengeance. That thing being an instant is a big deal. Bring the Ending actually is fine here. I think these are just some chaos packs altogether. Magmatic Sprinter, Whisper Squad's probably not gonna make it. Humongous is actually a very good roadblock, but we'll get to the point here. Removal is just as key here. Prickling Marmoset, yeah, this is just some chaos packs. Mutual Destruction is fine. Scattered Thoughts allows us to get +2, so this is also a good one. Yeah, I think we take Scattered Thoughts here. And I need to make sure I'm pronouncing that properly. So let's see. Creatures you control. If you control a modified creature, draw a card. Okay, that's a good one. Frostveil Ambush is a good one in the other direction. This one at least buys us quite a bit of time, so I actually would prioritize this. Also, we're not really playing lands here, so there's no reason to draft lands. Persistent Petitioners came back, that's expected. Weary Prisoner is actually fine. The reason Weary Prisoner might actually be fine is because we play our cards, our opponent unloads theirs. Then if they're not able to sequence 2 spells, this will. No, they're probably going to be able to cast a spell each turn though, so it's rare for them to brick. So this is actually a dud if you ask me. Maybe the tempo of Totally Lost is good enough. Cement Shoot. Okay, these are all really bad. This one we need another untapped artifacts to be able to draw and discard. Plummet might be good enough. It's a sideboard card. I'll take it, but I'm not. It goes to show how far we have come. Nowadays, you're not gonna get a straight Plummet anymore. We're gonna get a Plummet that has another mode. Speaking of Plummet, Windstorm Drake or Rafter Demon, making our opponent discard a card may or may not be worthwhile depending on who gets to go first and all that. Trench Stalker, we might have a chance to draw 2 cards here. Wingstorm Drake is definitely the safest. We don't exactly have flyers though. Let's see if we can draft around this and make. Let's see if we can draft around this because this one is not that strong. It's annoying. It's just not. I don't think it's good though. I'm not so sure about my valuations. You definitely want to have a few big creatures. Wingfold Terron is probably. Vat of Rebirth is interesting because it's a way to rebuy some of our creatures back, and a lot of creatures are going to die here. This also might just be too slow. So I might actually just rather have the Wingfold Terron here. Even if it's just a 3/6 hexproof. Whispers of the Draws for Proliferate. No, probably just bring the Ending. Though that said, Bring the Ending is actually quite bad here. Yeah, this is actually a dud. Reason being that they're gonna easily be able to cast the 2. We might be forced to play. Ooh, okay. Now we're cooking here. Fiery Cannonade is definitely something I consider, but we also want to consider built-in removal. So yeah, Flare's okay. Yeah, the packs are so random, so yeah, we definitely made a mistake with this counter spell. We don't have any way of giving poison counter, so that doesn't help. Justice Strike is very good removal here, so we're definitely taking that. Because most of the creatures we care about have higher power than toughness. Grimflayer. We can get Delirium. We can get Delirium. I'm not sure how easy it is, so that's fine. Is it better than a plain 4/5? Or or 5/4 for that matter. Yeah, because these are just plain creatures, but they're plain, but they're effective. I might just take the Glimmer of Genius, draw cards. That's also a good one. Grimslayer is all because we have definitely have instant sorcery creature. We're not gonna get land. We're gonna be avoiding Landspark quite a bit. Mammoth Spider is also a good option here because we do want to block flyers for the most part. I think we start with the Mammoth Spider first. We'll sneak the Gearsmith Prodigy just to fill in cards. Teo's Shield Mage will buy us quite a bit of time, but there is a Voracious Typhon, which is actually a lot better for us. We do need to keep getting stuff back. Self-Assembler, not going to be assembling anytime soon. Yeah, the counter spells are actually quite bad here. We definitely want to get as many big top-end cards as possible. Underworld Dreams can kind of punish our opponent, but might be in the slow end. So considering Nahiri's Binding, Wanderer's Strike, or Voracious Typhon. This one's just a straight exile, so we'll just take the Wanderer's Strike here. Caryatid's cute. Lupine Prototype, unless the player has no cards in hand, this is actually going to be more likely than not. Bond of Passion is actually a good one because our opponent is also likely to be playing big creatures, so this turning the tables around on them is actually a very big deal. Dauntless Qatar. There's Ancient Brontodon is. Well, we actually have two choices: Feral Abomination, Ancient Brontodon. I take the Brontodon here because if we're going to be casting spells for free, we might as well go for all the good free stuff here. Planar Bridge, search your. Okay, we're. Oh, hold still. What's the activation cost? 8. So this is actually a dud. We're not going to get 8 mana unless we intentionally draft lands, and we're probably not going to do that. Heartwarming Redemption is plausible. I might just take the Crow Forgers. The life gain is actually going to be quite relevant here. Yeah, it's a good thing we checked that one. We may also start considering Incendiary Flows because we can pitch those on our opponent's face. Crawl Stinger is an option. Appetite is fine. I think we're just gonna start we're gonna start giving ourselves a minor burn plan here. I think we might get the other Incendiary Flow. Yeah, and yeah, we're not transforming captive anytime soon, so we're gonna start throwing burn. We can also start making decent cuts here. We can experiment with Grim Player. We just need to have an artifact. Because it's I'm also going to take the Commence the Festivities. We can start paring our deck down a bit. This is actually an artifact, but I probably don't want to run this. You may put that's not happening. Glory Bearers is fine, but that's probably not going to make the cut. Actually, we now need to start looking at the cards that are probably not going to make the cut. Underworld Dreams, I might consider making the cut. Borrowed Grace, Firehound. We do have a good number of instants and sorceries. Firehound might actually make the cut here. Plummet's probably not going to make the cut. And we still have one pack to go here. So you can see it's actually quite interesting when you don't have to consider things like mana cost. Almost everything is playable. So you can actually see the wisdom of the mana system here. Anyway, one more pack to go. A board wipe would be really phenomenal. We're probably Convoke, draw X cards. How does this work? You set X, you don't have So I can actually play stuff, then use cast this to draw 7 cards. Okay, let's see. So this is nuts. I definitely want to take this, but is there anything else that I might want? Well, probably the Furnace Host Chargers. But I'm gonna. I want to see if this works. Just an experiment. I know we get to declare X. That becomes part of the cost and all that. Chefette Monet. Once in future. Net. Nope. Chefette Monitor is probably more at it. We're not gonna do the cycle part though. Heck, that makes the Gore Horn probably better. Exile is also fine too. Oculus Whelp. This one being an instant is fine. Though Curate is actually fine as well. Anyway, so we want to have a good amount of removal, but we also want to have still have more creatures. Remember that we do need to actually get to close to 40 cards here. Behold the Multiverse is a good one. Vega not so much. Improbable Alliance, maybe. We'll take Behold. And we'll start putting some of these other cards back in because we do. We're probably not going to get another Knight. Tattered Apparition is probably going to be 3/3 at most. Spinning Wheel, spend 5 mana to tap for a creature. You might just be better off with the Price Griffin. Yeah. So Bounding Wolf is cute. Hey, we got Wrath. So whenever you cast me, tap 2 creatures you control get. Okay, this is double white activation, so unless we actively put another land, we're not activating this. Feat of Resistance is fine as a way to protect our stuff. We can go with that. You gain 2 life. You may discard 2 cards if you do draw 3 cards. This is an option. But I think we'll probably take this one first. We do have to remember, we still need creatures. Like 13, 17, we definitely need more creatures at this point. So yeah, this one is fine. Yeah, we're basically looking for raw power toughness. Actually, Oakham Ranger is fine too. This is an army in a can. When you don't have to pay the cost, you can actually cast both the sorcery and the regular all in one turn. We definitely want to keep Read the Tides. Bouncing 2 creatures back, clearing the board is a big thing here. Let's see. This is a number of instant and sorcery cards you own in your graveyard. We have enough to make this work. Yeah, but we also want to take these bigger creatures. Like, if they come with haste, it's so much better. So much the better. Yeah, we get to take the dumps. We get to take the dumb stuff as well. The question now becomes, what is the start? Lifelink, draw a card, discard. I think we just take, we take the haste. We take these other cards. We can cycle them if we don't need them, but otherwise, just the ability to not die right away is actually a big deal. Especially if you don't have to hold up mana for it. Target creature gets +1/+1 against trample, must be blocked this turn. I think I will take the Trilling Discovery for this one. Yeah. Back up Lifelink. And let's see if our last card's playable or if we have to grab one from the... Now I wish I... Okay, so probably not playing that. Because we're going to have 0 planes altogether. And we also have to... Oh, we do have 40 cards already. I'm going to double check. Yeah, we have 40 cards already. So we're going to give this one a try. This is definitely more of a thought exercise deck. So if you... Now the question is... What is our stipulation? How many cards do we start with? Normal Omniscience starts each player with 3 cards. If it starts us with 7, I will be flabbergasted. It starts us with 7. Now, granted, not we're not going to be able to cast most of these cards, and we do want to still keep some cards in the. And we're definitely keeping this. So, save one. Oh yeah, because okay, so now we know this does not work. You don't get any at all, so that's fine. So probably just pitch, and we're actually gonna pass here. So now we know that you don't get the set. It actually just cast it for 0, so you don't get the set X. So we can so that was actually a dead pick. Anyway, that's negligible. So now we're gonna see where it's good for our opponent. Let's see how much more. 1/4. Gain a life, draw a card. That's actually good. Okay, so opponent is gonna try to cycle through their deck a bit. They had a better one. We do get to Blood Illness, though I kind of wish we had. So at least we now know that card does not work. We can safely take it out. Yeah, sometimes you get duds. That player discards 2 cards. I want to know what I'm working with. So Incendiary Flow, I definitely want to keep these 2. Now, if our opponent... Now, this actually makes discard a lot stronger, so we'll see what else. Oh, that's very good. They get to draw 2. So the question now is, can we wipe their board profitably? Shame this is sorcery speed. I'm not able to really fire it off and say combo it. But we can still just take out the unicorn as is. Oh wow. Yeah, so basically, yeah, card draw is a big thing. Thankfully your opponent did not have any. But yeah, we did keep a really bad hand there. Opponent goes hijack. So that's the only creature they can attack with, that's fine. Also, it's non-vampire, so we're actually not taking it. Yeah, we can concede this one actually. We kept a really bad hand here. That was a really bad hand. So at least now we know the setup here. This is probably going to be a very miserable format for most people. Omniscience. Also, a lot of our stuff is sorcery speed, so that's also going to be a problem as well. We'll need to make adjustments there. Like, we don't have a board wipe, so if our opponent is able to build up a board that big, we're in big trouble. The draft being completely chaos means we have no... Okay, so we can ditch that in favor of this. So we know that doesn't work. We would need to have multiple blue creatures, but even then, like we would need 3 other blue creatures for it to give us the option to cast for regular. So opponent gets to go first. We do get to dump our stuff. Also, flash reach is actually quite good for us here. Flash creatures are actually a big benefit as well. So depending on the cards that we have, I might actually choose to pitch some cards. Like, if our opponent has no flyers, I might cast this, pitch the plummet, and say one of the creatures. One of the creatures, draw the 3 cards, then have the crawl then have some stuff for Crown Forgers to do. This is actually going to be a tough one. So kind of need our opponent to do something. There is going to be some thinking that needs to be done here. It's actually like you need to figure out what is your play sequence after this. Okay, we're definitely keeping this. Opponent. Oh, how come our opponents are the one that gets all the draw? I guess this is the one that we should have been prioritizing more whenever we saw it. We did get a few. So it's a good thing this one actually came back. Okay, or Oracle, draw a card. Now we wish we had the Vampire's Vengeance. Wrecking Beast. Okay, that is a problem, but it does tell us that we definitely want to keep the Gorehorn as something that can block it. Ancient Lumbernut. So if we don't have, oh, opponent went for this one. I guess it's fine. We'll take the 6. Opponent also not unloading the rest of their hand. It's not like board wipes. Okay, now they're gonna unload the rest of their hand. Okay, we'll draw first. Voracious Typhon. So I definitely want to cast this first. Cast with alternate cost. This one you have to pay actual, so there's a weak point there. So yeah, we're learning some things about the format here. Definitely want to keep the 7-3, that's for sure. Opponent might have a way to burn it out, so nothing we can really do about that. I might also just pitch the Serpentine Curve here. Okay, Justice Strike is a good pickup. We'll play the Pyrehound first. Now our opponent might have ways to protect their stuff, so that is an issue here. Well, if they have it, they're gonna have it anyway. Can't really do anything about it. At least I still get the +1/+1 counter. Snakeskin Veil, hexproof, okay. Annoying, but that is one way around it. So we could Mountain Cycle, but we don't exactly have mountains. We definitely want the creature. So now the question is, does our opponent have something that can blow us? No, they conceded. What is the rest of their hand? I'm now curious, what is in the rest of their hand that did our opponent actually put lands? That is also a common mistake. You're gonna see people actually putting lands. But I honestly don't know. It could also be a lot of responsive spells. That would also... No, our opponent knew what they were doing. If they had lands, they would have played them right away. So we know it. So I have no idea what that was. Anyway, nice gems. Let's keep going with this one, though this is going to be such a weird format. I guess I would have been able to block the... But yeah, you definitely prioritize creatures. You definitely prioritize a board. If our opponent happens to have a board wipe, so be it. So we're definitely keeping this. Have the 9/9 is nice. Opponent taking, okay, that's two mulligans. What else did they draft? Anyway, because we're gonna go host charger backup lifelink on this ancient brontodon. Hold up a bunch of stuff. This is gonna be and we can always cycle this. Cycling is actually a big benefit here if we don't need the absolutely narrow effect. Though we're probably gonna need this more often than not. People are gonna slam with creatures some 90% of the time for this particular one. I think our let's see. Watchful Giant, okay. Create a 1/1 token. It's a shame this does not have Vampire Revenant for flying. Okay. I could totally lost one, but we're probably gonna just incendiary flow the vampire. Never mind. We're gonna bounce it right away. Does our opponent have a way to protect it? Mm, okay. Oh, Behold the Multiverse is nice too. We'll cast that one first. We could actually foretell it, but let's see. If our opponent has counter spells, I want the Roswell Ambush is good. Cutthroat Centaur less. Okay. So we'll play the Host Charger first. If our opponent has a counter spell, I'm trying to bait it out right now. And this is a big enough threat to get our opponent to counter this if they have it. Okay. Maybe this will bait out the counter spell. This is big. This should be big enough. Nope, nothing either. This should do it. Maybe it's a removal spell. We'll see. Opponent might have like a big board wipe, like say a farewell, so we should not empty it out right away. I probably also don't want to empty both our incendiary flows right away either. I don't mind just hitting right now. If our opponent has a way to exile, like say a Wandering Emperor style effect, it is what it is. Being flexible with these is helpful. Okay. Does our opponent have say a Death Touch effect? And we're gonna pass because no, they might have a gain control effect. That would be well, we can buy some time with our Frostveil Ambush. What does our opponent have in hand? So they redraw this again. They play this again. That's a given. Okay. Yeah, this is at this point our opponent's gonna have to empty their hand. If not, they can just instant speed Frostveil Ambush them. I need to force them to cast whatever they're holding. No, this is lethal on board, not counting the 2 incendiary flows. Now, they might have a Haze of Pollen style effect, so that would also... Okay, this is a vampire, so it won't die to it. The human soldier will die. So at least, even if our opponent has a prevent damage effect, they're still not swinging back at us next turn. They have to have something at this point. No, they don't. So what were the cards that our opponent had in hand that they're not casting? I am now extremely perplexed. But yeah, I definitely would run everything out at that point. So there you go, nice second win. Let's see if we can get the third one and go for it. This has been weird. I guess this is one of the events that is very helpful to play early. While most people have not quite figured it out. That said, okay, just oh wait, that was an okay. I did not see what that card was. Hold on. Sorry, give me a sec. I'm curious what that card was. Oh, it's another Ezreal. Okay, I surmised as much. That's fine. Also forgot to re-roll my daily, but that's okay too. So this one is not an ideal one. We don't get to go first. We do have some responses, but it's not ideal. I probably will still keep this. I'm probably still gonna keep this, but but our opponent's probably gonna have a bigger advantage than we will. Constrictor, Sawblade Scamp. So the trick here is that you want to play another creature before you play this one, because if our opponent removes this in response, you want to still be able to gain life elsewhere. Okay, opponent keeping it on the down low. Crash through. Nice cycling. Does our opponent have a way to gain haste? It'll be interesting if they do. Embodiment of Agonies. Okay, our opponent did that just to get the additional +1/+1 counter. Opponent actually does have haste here. Okay, we'll just snipe this one first. Opponent could save it. I definitely want to snipe this one. Also, opponent probably not going to bother saving it. It's just a 2/2 after all. But the death touch is more annoying to us. Okay, so play the most threatening. Now our opponent might have an actual board wipe, so I might want to hold back something. And no, opponent conceded. Yeah. Yeah, they did not draft for it. They did not draft for it. So if they realize all their creatures are kind of on the small side, we'll do one more match. Our first opponent was the one who really figured it out. It was really as much card draw and cards that relatively have an impact or are just annoying to deal with. If you're able to chain that sequence, that was a very good one. If you're not able to chain that sequence, yeah, you're just gonna have to accept that. Oh, nice, we got Ivory Tower. Yeah, we'll play one more just to settle this once and for all. So this one, we do get to draw 2. We get Sunburn. I am okay keeping this. We do get to go first too, so that's the thing. We'll start with the Flyer. Actually, I probably should be starting with the Glory Bearers, but bear with me. I could play this right away also. Yeah, let's do that right now. I would prefer to know if I should be holding cards back, but... Okay, opponent actually counters that, so we're fine there. We will hold these 3 back. Actually, no, let's just cast this now. Frostpeak Yeti, we can snipe that. We're more likely to snipe that one though. Giant's Amulet. Opponent can actually pay for this, so they actually do get a giant. We're probably gonna. Oh, that's annoying. We probably should have played it all out then. We still get to fly over though, and I could just burn this, get this over with. Drawn into lock. What's your last card?
Don't be surprised if we meet again.
Okay, opponent actually... Choose a pot. Oh yeah, you have to remember this does I made that same mistake too, and our opponent concedes out of shame. I did not, but I knew I was gonna lose the game anyway at that one. Oh well, at least we now learned that X spells are not your friend in Omniscience format. In fact, Epiphany at the Drown Yard is that if it's double blue, that will explain. I think that should be a single blue. That does not make sense. I'm gonna do a quick check. Epiphany. What's the cost of this one? The game does not give you which is weird because it does make it seem like it gives you the choice. This does say you may after all, so that might actually be a bug. Our opponent was supposed to be able to cast it even if it was just X equals 4 and they would have 5 cards to choose from. But oh well, it is what it is. That's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless. Stay safe wherever you are, and hopefully the draft picks you get are much better than mine. Take care, God bless, stay safe.